Imagine a world without food. Supermarkets stand empty, restaurants are deserted, the once bustling aisles of grocery stores are now silent, with shelves stripped bare. The vibrant chatter and clinking of cutlery in restaurants have vanished, leaving only echoes in their wake. Our kitchens, once filled with the aroma of cooking, are bare. The familiar sounds of sizzling pans and boiling pots are no more. The heart of our homes, where families gathered to share meals and stories, now stands cold and lifeless. This isn't a scene from a science fiction movie, it's a scenario that would have devastating consequences for humanity. Food is our fuel. It is the cornerstone of our daily lives, providing not just sustenance but also comfort and joy. The absence of food would strip away the very essence of our existence. It provides the energy we need to live, work, and play. Without it, our bodies would quickly shut down. The simple act of getting out of bed would become an insurmountable challenge. Our muscles would weaken, our minds would fog, and our spirits would wane. Without it, our bodies would quickly shut down. Starvation would set in, leading to widespread illness and death. The human body, deprived of its essential nutrients, would begin to cannibalize itself in a desperate bid for survival. In this essay, we will explore the potential ramifications of a world without food. We will delve into the immediate chaos that would ensue, the societal breakdowns, and the desperate measures people would take to find sustenance. We will examine the immediate impact on society, the long-term survival strategies, and the potential for human adaptation. Communities would be forced to innovate, finding new ways to grow and source food, or perish in the attempt, and the potential for human adaptation. The human spirit is resilient, and in the face of such adversity, we would see both the best and worst of humanity. Makeshift shelters would spring up and new forms of agriculture might emerge, but the road to recovery would be long and arduous. The disappearance of food would trigger a global crisis of unprecedented scale. Farmlands would lie fallow, and food distribution networks would collapse. The ripple effects would be felt in every corner of the globe, affecting economies, governments, and the very fabric of society. It would test the very fabric of our society, our ingenuity, and our resilience. People would compete fiercely for the dwindling resources, leading to conflicts and unrest. The social order would be upended and the true nature of humanity would be laid bare. Join me as we delve into this unsettling yet thought-provoking thought experiment. Together, we will explore the depths of this hypothetical scenario, understanding its implications and reflecting on the importance of food in our lives. This journey will challenge us to appreciate the abundance we often take for granted and to consider how we might better prepare for the uncertainties of the future. The day the food disappeared would begin like any other. The sun would rise, casting its golden hue over the city, and the world would wake up, blissfully unaware of the impending chaos. People would wake up, shower, and head to the kitchen for breakfast. The usual morning routines would unfold with the smell of coffee brewing and the sound of toasters popping. But on this day they would be met with empty refrigerators and bare cupboards. The usual abundance of food would be replaced by a stark emptiness, a void that would send a chill down their spines. At first, there would be confusion. People would rub their eyes thinking they were still dreaming. They would check and recheck, hoping to find something they had missed. Did we forget to go grocery shopping? They would ask themselves, trying to make sense of the situation. Is this some kind of mistake? They would wonder, their minds racing with questions. Is this some kind of mistake? They would ponder, their hearts pounding with a growing sense of dread. The realization that something was amiss would slowly start to sink in. As people stepped outside and saw empty shelves in stores, the realization would dawn, something was terribly wrong. The once bustling aisles, now eerily quiet, would paint a grim picture of the crisis at hand. News would spread like wildfire. Social media would buzz with frantic posts and news channels would broadcast urgent updates. Panic would set in, a palpable fear gripping the hearts of many. People would rush to supermarkets hoping to find scraps, only to be met with the same desolate scene. The reality of the situation would hit hard as they realized that the food they had taken for granted was now a precious commodity, one that had mysteriously vanished overnight. The immediate impact of food disappearing would be chaos. Supermarkets, stripped bare within hours, would become scenes of despair. People would hoard any remaining scraps, leading to fights and unrest. The supply chain, the intricate network that brings food from farms to our tables, would collapse. Trucks would stand idle, their precious cargo gone. Governments would struggle to maintain order. Emergency rations, even if available, would be insufficient to feed the entire population. The world, once abundant with food, would face the stark reality of mass starvation. Hunger would gnaw at the fabric of society. Desperate for sustenance, people might resort to extreme measures. Crime rates would soar. Trust, the foundation of any community, would crumble as individuals fought for survival. The rule of law, already strained, would be tested to its limits. Governments would struggle to maintain order. The social contract, the unwritten agreement between citizens and their leaders, would be strained to a breaking point. The world, as we know it, would be forever changed. Section 5. Hunger knows no reason. Hunger affects everyone, regardless of age, social status, or wealth. Children, the most vulnerable members of society, would suffer the most. Their growing bodies, deprived of essential nutrients, would become weak and susceptible to diseases. The elderly, often reliant on others for care, would face dire circumstances. Hospitals, overwhelmed with patients suffering from malnutrition, would struggle to cope. The healthcare system, already strained under normal circumstances, would collapse under the weight of this unprecedented crisis. Section 6. The struggle to survive. In the face of this unprecedented crisis, humanity's survival instincts would kick in. People would start looking for alternative sources of food. Foraging for wild plants, hunting animals, and fishing would become essential skills. Knowledge of edible plants and how to prepare them would be invaluable. Communities would come together, sharing resources and knowledge. The human spirit of cooperation, often overshadowed by competition, would shine through in these dark times. Section 7. Adapting to a new reality. The disappearance of food would force us to rethink our relationship with the planet. No longer able to rely on supermarkets, we would have to learn how to grow our own food. Urban farming, once a niche hobby, would become a necessity. Rooftops, balconies, and even windowsills would be transformed into mini-farms. We would need to rediscover the lost art of agriculture. Traditional farming methods passed down through generations would be revived. We would learn to work with nature, not against it. Section 8. The rise of urban farms. Cities, once concrete jungles, would transform into green oases. Vertical farms utilizing hydroponics and aeroponics would sprout up, maximizing food production in limited spaces. Community gardens would become hubs of activity, bringing people together to plant, tend, and harvest food. This shift towards self-sufficiency would have a profound impact on our lifestyle. We would become more connected to the source of our food and more appreciative of the effort required to produce it. Section 9. Science to the rescue. Science and technology would play a crucial role in our fight for survival. Scientists would work tirelessly to develop new and innovative ways to produce food. Lab-grown meat, created from animal cells, could provide a sustainable and ethical alternative to traditional livestock farming. Algae, a highly nutritious and fast-growing organism, could become a staple food source. Its ability to thrive in various environments, including saltwater, would make it a valuable resource in a world facing food scarcity. Section 10. A new way of life. The disappearance of food would be a catastrophic event, forcing us to confront our vulnerability and our dependence on the delicate balance of nature. Yet, it would also be an opportunity for a new beginning. We would learn to live more sustainably, reducing waste and consuming only what we need. We would develop a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living things. And we would rediscover the importance of community, cooperation, and resilience. Section 11. The future of food. As we look ahead, the landscape of food production and consumption is poised for dramatic transformation. The future of food in a world without it is uncertain. Imagine a scenario where traditional farming methods fail, and our grocery store shelves are left empty. It would be a world marked by challenges and hardships, but also by innovation and adaptation. People would need to find new ways to grow and distribute food using cutting-edge technology and creative solutions. The human spirit, in the face of adversity, has always found a way to persevere. Throughout history, we have faced numerous crises and emerged stronger each time. We have the ingenuity, the resourcefulness, and the determination to overcome this hypothetical crisis. From vertical farming to lab-grown meat, the possibilities are endless. The question is, will we learn from this thought experiment and take steps to prevent it from becoming a reality? By investing in sustainable practices and innovative technologies, we can ensure a secure food future. The answer, my friends, lies within each of us. It is up to us to make conscious choices, support sustainable initiatives, and work together to build a resilient food system for generations to come.